What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I wanna comment on a recent episode of the Dan Patrick show that I seen, right? And Dan Patrick basically was addressing the fact that Bronny James did not attend the signing for you know for uh for Luka Doncic. He wasn't there. He was on vacation with his father, right? And what Dan Patrick said basically was like Bronny James, if anybody, you're the 12th man on the team, and if anybody should have been there, then it should have been Bronny James. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the audio from the Dan Patrick show, and I'm gonna comment and I'm gonna add my take to it. But here is what Dan Patrick had to say about Bronny James not showing up to the signing of Luka Doncic.
I think it's 2 years and then an option. And you had a lot of players who were there. LeBron was not there, although he FaceTimed Luka. Here's the one curious thing about all of that. Now, LeBron, I think, was posting that he was playing golf at the time on vacation. I'm guessing that he knew this was going to happen. But okay, you're on vacation. The one person who I thought should have been there was his son. Like Bronny James, if he wants to stay longer after LeBron leaves, like that's your teammate. That's what was surprising.
All right, let me stop it right there, right? Because I thought Dan Patrick. I thought he cut LeBron James a little bit of slack, right? LeBron James, in my opinion, LeBron James should have been there too. But that's just another example how LeBron James just, like if it's not something that benefits him or if it's not about him, then LeBron James, he really don't he don't really he won't do it. He won't do it. If it's not, something that benefits him or his behalf, he really he don't care about it. And that right there, that mindset and that take is really, how he pretty much operate throughout his whole career. And now it seems to me as he is passing that, he's passing that selfishness, and entitlement that he has throughout his career. He's passing that down to his son, Bronny James. But I don't think that Bronny James will it'll benefit, like he'll be in a position to use leverage and that stuff will benefit him. And so I think he's kind of setting Bronny James up, especially if Bronny James want to play in the league, you know, then certain things Bronny James that LeBron James probably didn't have to do that Bronny will have to do because he's not the player that his father was. And not that what LeBron James is doing is the right thing, but at least LeBron James has more leverage, and now Bronny James is just using the fact that his father has leverage, that LeBron is his father. That's his leverage for right now. And that's going to be short-lived because I think this is LeBron James last year. But let me get back to Dan Patrick's statement and then so I can make some more comments.
James should have been there. You're the last guy on the roster. You should be there. Show support. It just felt like, hey, my dad's LeBron. We got a vacation. I mean, that's where you say, Dad, that's my team. That's my teammate. And if LeBron doesn't want to be there, it just feels like there's, a game going on, the passive aggressive, who knows, European League, back and forth. I'm working out at the old Clippers facility, and here we go. You should be there. It's important. But as it was pointed out to me from somebody with the Lakers yesterday, Luka is the face of the Lakers. LeBron's the face of the league. And they both play on the same team. But
well, not only is Luka the face of the Lakers, Luka is the future. Luka is the future, and I think, in my opinion, I think LeBron James is kind of resentful of that. That Luka is right now the team. That's more so their focus is Luka is just making sure Luka have he had the right people around him so the Lakers can win and the Lakers can succeed. And LeBron James is not used to sharing the spotlight. And that to me is just, it's just obvious that LeBron James is not used to sharing the spotlight. But yeah, Luka is definitely, in my opinion, he the future.
Told last night, hey, make no mistake about it, it's Luka's team.
Mhm.
And LeBron knows that. But there's nothing else he can do. Because if he was going to do something, he wouldn't have signed that contract extension. He would have said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bookend this. I'm going back to Cleveland, and I'm going to win another championship there. If it's about winning and you want to have the final say in all of this, you could have. You don't want to lose that address. You want to be in Los Angeles. All your business ties are there. Your family's there.
But see, LeBron LeBron don't have any leverage. Like once LeBron James leave, he won't have any leverage. His leverage is the fact, like Dan Patrick said, he the face of the league for right now until he retires. He's the face of the league, right? But once he hang that jersey up, it's a wrap. It's going to be either Luka is going to be the face of the league, or either the kid in Oklahoma, Shea Gilchrist Alexander. Like it's going to be it definitely is going to be somebody else, right? And I think like the Lakers are in a hurry to usher LeBron James out the door, and he kind of feels that. And then and in my opinion, so far as like LeBron James being able to go directly like into Hollywood and do movies and stuff like that. I don't really see that happening either. Number one, I don't even think like LeBron James. I don't think like he will be a draw like in some any movies or anything like somebody's going to go see LeBron James. I don't see it happening. I didn't see Michael Jordan going into the movies or anything. Kobe Bryant was like he did some directing and producing and stuff like before he passed. But that Hollywood community is a tight knit community, and just because you're a famous basketball player, or a famous athlete in general, I don't just see you making that jump. You unless it takes years and years really to build relationships and stuff like that, so you can be able to do things like that, because you can't be financing, even though you're a billionaire, you don't want to finance all them projects yourself. You want to be able to partner with people and build on things. And that, in my opinion, that's not a skill that LeBron James and Clutch Management has. They haven't developed that skill. They're always using their leverage. They know how they're very good at using their leverage. And basically, throughout the last 20 years or 20 plus years, their leverage has been LeBron James, his fame, and as far as him playing basketball, and so that's another reason why I don't like LeBron James won't get an NBA team, is because um, I mean, he just didn't use his he didn't build relationships, and there was some discrepancy about like did LeBron James go to the Kobe, the ceremony for Kobe when they unveiled the statue and stuff like that. And it's a whole lot of things surrounding LeBron James, whereas though he don't make himself look good in the public eye. And people see that. Even people who are going to do business, and they may be the people who are going to do business with, they may even be cutthroat too. But if they don't have to do business with you, and they see that you're a cutthroat kind of person just like they are, what it then it comes down to what can you do for them. Just like LeBron has that same mentality and attitude. Like what LeBron don't even have really like fan support. So he's not, so I just think that LeBron James, he's setting his son up for failure. Bronny James, it may not even be an issue with Bronny James probably don't even want to play basketball anyway. I think once LeBron James' career is over, it's not like Bronny James is going to try to work his way up through the G League or go overseas and play and stuff like that. If his father set up a league or something somewhere, I think Bronny James will probably play in that, you know. But other than that, I don't think Bronny James is really not interested in being a professional basketball player. And I feel confident saying that. He's entitled. Whatever doors his father can open for him, he'll walk through those doors. But as far as like standing on his own 2 feet and trying to work his way through, he not interested in that. He definitely not interested in that. And I can just see that by the way he played basketball. And the thing with him not even going to the signing, that made it obvious. He's not really interested in working his way up. He wanted to follow in his father's footsteps and just use their leverage and take shortcuts. But yeah, let me listen to a little bit more of what Dan Patrick says and see if I got any more comments to make.
You're there. Be there to support Luka. Now, I know it's not a big deal, but with LeBron, it's always a big deal. Everything becomes a bigger deal because he wasn't there. Bronny should have been there. Dad, I'm going to cut short this vacation. I need to be there. I think it's really important. As LeBron, if that's my son and he said that, I'd be like, all right, son, you're right. You should be there. But if LeBron FaceTime Luka's fine with it. I mean, I don't think there's any acrimony there, but I think it's awkward. But I also, when this trade happened, I said, if Luka wants to be the best player in the league, all he needs to do is look at LeBron James and what LeBron does to get ready for a season. If Luka does that, Luka can be the best player in the.
I hope Luka do not emulate LeBron James, man. I just hope. I like what Luka's doing now, though. I just work out, get in shape. Don't take any shortcuts. Get better. Continue to get better as a basketball player, man. But I don't think. I think Dan Patrick being kind of he been kind of generous right there. Like if you don't want to emulate LeBron James, man, just has made so many different mistakes. And the thing about the mistakes that LeBron James has made throughout his career, they're going to come back and bite him once he retired. I just think these mistakes are going to bite him once he retires. And yeah, man. And Luka is not really. I don't think Luka is really worried about LeBron James, showing up because Luka know that it's his team, and that's a argument or a fight that really don't need to happen. Like as far as LeBron James, coming to the signing, So and LeBron James, when it comes to other people, he do like the minimum, like whatever the least amount, the minimum is required, he will do that, But for him, he demand loyalty and he wants you to bend over backwards and stuff like that. And yeah, it's when he retires, man, all of these poor decisions that he's made, it's gonna come back and bite him. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.